Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to English with ELC English Language Club. Well, dear students, today we're going to talk about a very important topic, and that is English language. Yes, English as a second language. Well, dear students, before we talk about English as a second language, let us talk about English as a first language. What is English as a first language? English as a first language means English as a native language. First language is our native language. जो language हमारी ज़ुबान, हमारी मादरी ज़ुबान होती है, उसे हम बोलते हैं first language. In our case, Urdu is our first language, or Punjabi can be our first language. But if you talk about English, of course, it is not our first language. It is our second language that we start learning from the very basic classes, from the grade 1, from grade 2, we start learning about English language. Now, today we are also talking about language. How can we learn a language? Language is a skill, and every skill has to be practiced in order to learn or in order to improve. I would like to give it a name of a skill. Whether it is English, it is Urdu, it is Punjabi, it is Pashto, any language that you want to learn in your life, that is a skill. And every skill has to be practiced. For example, if you want to learn how to play cricket, you have to go to the playground and you have to play. And then you can learn how to play cricket, you can become a cricketer, you can play for your country, you can play for your club. But in order to play that better, you have to practice, and every skill has to be practiced. Same with a language. Same is the case with English language as well. We'll talk about it later. Let us move forward. The next point that we're going to discuss is the importance of English language. Why do we need to learn English? Yes, that is the question. The answer is English is spoken in 67 countries around the world as an official language. And if you are going to become a businessman, or you're going to, become a successful person in your life, you're going to communicate with other people in other countries, you have to learn the language that is used everywhere. Now, as I told you that English is spoken in 67 countries around the world, it makes English an international language, and an international language means an international tool that you can use to communicate with other people. Like, for example, if I am talking in English to you people, you can understand me because you know how to speak English. And in other countries, 67 countries, people who can understand and speak English, they will be able to understand me. So this is why English is important. Moreover, if you study further after your matriculation, even before your matriculation, from the grade 1, if I talk about the basic classes, playgroup or senior KG or junior KG, wherever you go, you start studying English. And it is important. It tells us the importance of English language, that how much English is important in our today's world. If we want to learn the knowledge what English people possess, we have to learn their language. Learning English language does not mean that you're learning their culture. It only means that you're going to learn their language to learn their knowledge. And when you possess their knowledge, you can develop yourself and you can improve your business, you can improve your country, and you can become a good asset of your country. And for that, you need knowledge and information. And we see all the information or the knowledge is in English nowadays. You see, after matriculation, in your first year or second year, or further higher education, all the books are in English. And if you don't know how to speak English, of course you won't learn anything. Because we don't have Urdu dubbed books. Yes, of course, we do have Urdu dubbed movies that we watch, but not the books. So we need to learn English language. And the more we avoid learning it, the more difficult it becomes for us. So we need to understand. And the sooner we understand, the better it is. Let us talk about our next point, and that is the use of English language in our daily life. Well, as I told you that English is spoken in 67 countries around the world. It means it is a very important language to learn. In our daily life, if I talk about a person who speaks Urdu like you or Punjabi, who doesn't do any business in abroad, and he says that I don't need to learn English, it is wrong. Why? Because everybody knows that we need products to use. You imagine that you go to the doctor, for example. He gives you the prescription. You get the medicine. And in order to understand what's written on the medicine, you need English. In order to understand what's written in the prescription, you need English. In order to understand what's written on an instruction book, we need English. For example, you buy something, let's say a computer, and you get an instruction book for that to use. You cannot read that if you do not know English. And for your documentation, your daily life business, for documents, as you know that English is our official language. So we have to learn it. We cannot avoid learning English, and we cannot escape from it. We have to learn it. But there is something that I want you people to understand, that learn English as a native language. What does that mean? It means that we need to learn English as it is spoken, not as it is spoken in our country or in our city, in our street, but as it is spoken in the world. If you learn English in your own way, like nowadays, as we see that, not nowadays, in our country especially, we learn English in Urdu. We learn English with the help of translation, which is, my friend, not a right way to learn English. And if you want to learn English, then learn it in English. And I would also like to answer my last question, that is, why students fail to speak English language after MA English? It's not a question actually, it's a statement. I'm going to tell you the reason. Students fail to speak English because they are not taught that way to speak English. They are taught to understand English. They read, they write, they never speak or never listen. So they understand what's written, but they cannot answer it. They cannot speak. I've got a lot of students who come to me and tell me that I can understand what somebody says me in English, but I do not know how to answer it. If somebody speaks in English with me, I can understand, but I do not know how to answer. This could be the problem with you people too, that you can understand, but you cannot answer it. So in order to speak, we have to speak. In order to write better, we have to write. We have to practice it. And the more you practice, the more you learn. If you want to become a native speaker, a good English speaker, then you have to speak English and practice it as a skill. Again, skill. It's a skill and it has to be practiced. Allah Hafiz, take care. See you next time. Be in touch with the ELC English Language Club.